Good evening, everyone. I just saw the movie Ad Astra, which is from the Latin phrase to the stars, from the Roman poet Virgil. I saw the movie and it really made me feel a sense of appreciation, kind of a bittersweetness, and I just wanted to give a chance of showing my perspective of this. Um, as many of you know, I'm very open about my origins and where I feel that my soul came from, and how differently I feel sometimes on Earth from others, which I'm sure that I'm not alone in this at all. One thing that I would like to point out with the movie is that it was only up to Neptune, and part of the message of the movie is that to the stars we go. However, when you sacrifice your life and people that you love on Earth for looking for intelligent life elsewhere, you miss the intelligent life right in front of you on Earth. And as a starseed, I'm very open about extraterrestrial things and other planets and higher dimensions and higher consciousness. And I think that this movie gives a great balance because maybe it's something that people don't see about starseeds, but one thing that we will know if we identify as a starseed is that it's important to not lose focus and balance of why you are on Earth at this time. I will admit, while I was watching the movie, I actually kind of felt my consciousness float towards the other stars, and I was imagining life on other planets that would be very different from Earth, and I was definitely kind of longing to project my consciousness towards that direction. And I kind of stopped paying attention to the movie and I started just focusing on like my desires to experience a different type of life than one that's on Earth. And I think in that is a message of me, neglecting some of the people in my life on Earth right now. So the movie had a great message about that. But I do think that it falsely portrayed the idea of intelligent life and how there is aliens out there, because we are the aliens. And I think that that's something that people are kind of coming to terms with, is that we may be looking for outside life and realize that the galactic community that we have is right here on Earth. And we are learning to live with one another. We're learning to remember our origins and our ancestral lines, and we are trying to get along. And instead of searching for outside intelligent life, humans have kind of called it in with their actions, and even those who are human are actually having star origins, but they just may not be fully awakened to that or really ready to admit that within themselves. And those of us who are okay with admitting that and actually quite happy to will actually experience the opposite in that, and will be happy to actually embrace our starseed origins in some way. Although it can make us feel very lonely and it can make us feel many different things than maybe what a terrestrial earthling would feel, it still is a way of bringing us together, as a whole human collective, regardless where you think you came from. But the movie made me feel a little bit sad in a lot of ways, but I think it was a powerful message. I think it was a good message. It was something that I think that people should see, and just kind of go in with the expectation that this is more about the sentimental journey of a man and his story of letting things go in his life and embracing the new into his life and letting go of the old, basically, that weigh him down both literally and figuratively. So it was a mirror of reality to me, because it showed that to the stars, when people say that, and I have actually used that phrase as well, I'm very excited about humanity's journey into exploration of space and um, moving towards the stars in a sense of higher consciousness, and not necessarily physically moving towards the stars or moving to the moon or even to live on Mars, but rather a kind of an exploration of the self and of the human psyche, and moving further out into the universe that way, rather than actually physically trying to go on explorations in space. So Ad Astra has always been kind of an important meaning to me, and I know that people are saying that these days. And I think that the movie came at a time when that phrase and that meaning has kind of taken on a new understanding in these modern times. But the movie is not quite what maybe you would expect. I definitely went in expecting something a little bit more. However, I'm somebody that can find art in all forms and shapes and different mediums and different styles. So I did see the artistry within it. Although it wasn't exactly what I expected, it definitely made me think about some things. And as somebody who identifies as being a starseed, I can tell you that quite truly it makes you kind of recalibrate a little bit and make sure that you are living a life, that's really focused on Earth rather than looking out to the stars, because I did experience that. And when I do experience that, I notice that it happens after I've had a negative experience in some way, or I have met kind of the cruelty of others and humanity itself. So, in a way, it's a form of escaping into another world, another planet that is not so harsh or cruel as this one at times. I know that there's great beauty here, but there's also great ugliness as well. Let's just say they don't show the beauty of humanity, but rather the ugliness, the cruelty, the sadness. To the stars is not an easy trip, both mentally and physically. You will not get to the stars by remaining in the same kind of human behaviors and actions as many earthlings are. And first, they have to kind of conquer their own selves in order to move towards higher echelons of space and of consciousness, and mingling with other beings that are at a different place in terms of wisdom and knowledge and advancements in technology. And I think that that's what we have to see in the future. But with some of the behaviors of people on Earth, it just shows that we have a long way still to go in that regards. And it's sad that there are many people on Earth who are not like that, who have surpassed these people, that continue to act cruel, who continue to act as kind of their lower states of consciousness, from just sadness and loneliness and all these negative emotions that cause them to lash out at others. To the stars is a difficult journey, one that everyone must make, and it's all different depending on the individual and how we get to that place. So that's all I wanted to say. I recommend the movie if you get a chance to see it. Big screen is it's good for me. I always see space movies on the big screen, so I can watch the planets and the stars in a big way, rather than a screen at my home. But if you get a chance to rent it, then please do. That would be good too. Truly, I think it's a meaningful message, and it shows the importance of just being kind to each other and being there for each other. And one of the messages, I won't spoil it too much, but one of the messages that is very clear is that we are all we have, and we need to not look further right now, but focus on what we can do on Earth together. And that is, I think, the most important thing. Just for my mirrors of reality on Ad Astra, and how I think it reflects both my life and I think many of the lives today, whether you are looking outside of your life for answers, whether you are looking to the stars for answers, whether you are neglecting people in your life, feeling like you don't belong, or there's many different ways that you can interpret the message, but I think it will mean something different to everyone. But it touched me, and I thought it was important enough to speak about tonight, so that's all. I'll see you all on another video, so at Astra, and I will see you on the next video.